Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. Now, a lot of times I use this segment to bash people who need to be bashed. Today it's going to be one of these positive ones. Someone wrote something, another fitness YouTuber and social media figure, Matty Fusaro, who you guys know who Matty Fusaro is, Fusaro Fitness. I saw something come through his social media that he wrote, and I'm actually going to commend it this time. I'm not going to say anything negative about Matty. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. I'm just going to read this out for you guys. I'll flip it in here. Getting shredded can ruin your life. First off, there is a very big difference between being lean, which can be sustainable year-round if preferred, and being shredded, contest lean, which requires taking your body to an unhealthy extreme for a short time as you prepare to get judged on your conditioning. When I say it can ruin your life, I speak from experience. Some people will lose touch with who they are because they attribute their identity with how they look. That's not living. Imagine from the time you wake up until the time you go to sleep that you are solely focused on your body and how you look. Every time you see your reflection, you flex. If you take a day off, you feel behind or lazy. What about everything associated with being lean? Hunger, fatigue, hormonal disruption, stress, anxiety, irritability, mood swings, disordered eating, poor sleep, and social isolation. All right, guys, that's a tall order there. And I think people need to remember when I talk about this stuff, I don't object to people being lean. I'll go out so far as to say that being relatively lean is a positive health marker. It's obviously there's a lot of others there. But if you get relatively lean while still eating a good balanced diet, and you do it just through sheer activity without dropping calories too low, and you lose a bit of body fat, you get to what we would call a lean body fat, that's pretty healthy. I don't think we can argue against that from a fitness perspective. In fact, in many even strength sports or sports with a weight class, there's even a competitive advantage to that for performance on top of it. But that's not what we're talking about here. When people see that because I don't get shredded, people assume that I'm against people being lean. I'm not against people being lean. You know, if you want to be 11, 12% body fat, and you're able to do so, and you're still able to get stronger and more athletic while staying lean like that, that's great. That's great. If you don't spend your entire day and night obsessing over food and hunger while sitting at that body fat, and your hormone levels are normal, your sex drive is good, your energy is good at that body fat, I would never bash you for it then. Why? That's perfectly healthy. That's healthy. That's fine. But like Matty's talking about, we're talking about this obsession with being shredded because there are no benefits to it. Particularly for us men. I mean, men, we're usually motivated. Let's be realistic here. What are our motivations? Money, pussy, or some sort of intellectual stimulation or enjoyment, right? That is generally our motivations as men for most of what we do. Getting ultra shredded is not going to help you there. Guys would be like, what? It's not going to help you. Do you think girls like that? Most girls don't like shredded. They like abs. A lot of girls like abs. They don't like shredded. You go show any shredded, even natty contest bodybuilder to a group of women, and I've seen this done many times, they say, gross. And I'm talking hot girls. Now, I'm not saying a lot of women don't like an athletic man, but you need to understand the difference. Different women have different things that they look for. You're going to find most women don't care about this. They don't find it attractive. Your hard work and sacrifice and you dieting down so bad that you can't get your dick to work anymore, it's just a limp noodle, doesn't turn them on. You've wasted all that if your goal is to get girls. Now, if you're chasing dudes, a lot of gay dudes like this look. So you're more likely to attract them, but just as many gay dudes are into the bear look. So it's not going to necessarily win you the numbers game there either. And I mean, I'll talk about this when it comes to women. A lot of very, very attractive women don't want guys who are in extremely good shape. They don't mind if you work out a bit. Never mind if you're strong. They don't want you to be in tremendous shape and feel like they're competing with you. And I'll go out on a limb and say this has come up in conversation with Brittany and I, with different clients and friends that she has. And I'll tell you right now, out of the more attractive girls that she does their hair and is friends with and everything else, this has come up in conversations. Hottest Asian girl who she works with, the exact words I heard her say were what she looks for in a man is a big belly and a big dick. Okay, that's what she likes. Her other friend, who's Caucasian, who is up there in the same rank, we're talking 9 or 10s out of 10, said that she, and this came up as everyone's talking about exercise and stuff, and she actually brought this up on her own. It's a few weeks back, and she says, I might sound crazy, but I like the dad bod. I think dad bods are sexy. And she named like a couple actors or singers or whatever and said they're hot. She likes the dad bod. So you guys got to remember that. And you see these surveys and guys will say, well, these women are insecure. That's right. And making a woman feel insecure, not how you get laid. So whatever the motivations are, you're not going to change their minds. So here's the thing. If you're going to put all this in trying to get laid and deal with these things, that's a problem. Then you got to look at all the other aspects of it. And he's right. And most of you guys need to understand this. Getting really, really shredded, you're going to suffer fatigue. You're going to be hungry, obsessed with food all the time. You'll be more prone to anxiety, depression, stress, mood swings. Develop eating disorders. You're going to have problems with your sex drive. You're going to have problems with concentrating and doing your job. Well, what do you do for a living? What do you plan on doing for a living? This can interfere with your ability to do your job. And if you have an important job that requires you to pay attention, maybe people's lives depend on it. Maybe you're an emergency room nurse. Maybe you fly a jet. Maybe you're some sort of driver. Maybe you operate some heavy machinery. Right? You could get people killed by doing this. Same thing, you're pursuing a really difficult degree in school. This could affect your ability to pass tests, to concentrate, to study. All right, there's sacrifices to be made here. And as he pointed out, it can ruin your life. It can ruin your life. And this is good because a lot of guys don't want to listen to me. They're like, I don't care what Jason has to say about this. He's not shredded. He don't have ultra Apollyon Ziz-like aesthetics. Matty's been pretty shredded. Matty's pretty successful in life. Matty's got a good-looking girl. Okay? If you guys don't like me or my life or anything about me, maybe you should listen to Matty then. Because a lot of you guys who are on the other end of that, you are into the aesthetics thing. All right? Matt's one of you guys. Matty's one of you guys in a lot of ways. And he's telling you this based on his own experience. He's a little older, a little wiser than some of you. He's been at this game a while. He's telling you this. And you know what? This topic came up before when I was chatting with several natty bodybuilders. Because you guys know I went to at least one expo in the UK and met Ogus and Lovato and all those other guys. You know, this has come up in conversations with natty bodybuilders out there that when they get real lean, yeah, their sex drive goes away. They have psychological problems. This is what happens. You guys remember the research Eric Helms did on this, on competitive natural bodybuilders, when they got lean down, 7-8% body fat? What did the blood work look like? They all had the testosterone and thyroid levels of a 70-year-old man. All right, this will reduce your quality of life. Will reduce your quality of life. And people need to understand that. Being shredded is not good for you physically, emotionally, anything. Sexually, it's not good for you on any of those levels. It's a negative. And it's sure not even good for you athletically. And if you meet a guy who's shredded and he's performing extremely well, that dude's on a lot of drugs. He's on a lot of drugs. And again, remember, I'm not telling you that lean is a bad thing, because it's not. But as Matty said here, and like I always say, there's a difference between being lean and being shredded. There's a big difference between the two. Big difference. You guys want to get lean and you can perform well lean and it's not a major problem for you, by all means carry on. And just remember, when people say, well, you don't want to get shredded because it's hard. That doesn't make it worth it. There needs to be some sort of other payoff to it. It needs to be useful in some way. This isn't. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.